What if, um, what if every wound, every challenge held a hidden lesson, you know, like a secret blueprint for transformation?
It's a compelling idea, isn't it?
Yeah. Today, we're doing a very special deep dive into some really profound insights. They come from omnibus poetry, XXXVSV wounds, by this remarkable figure, Manuel del Valle y Colon, attorney and poet.
Right. And our mission today basically is to uncover the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight from this unique material.
Okay.
We'll explore how one individual's really rich life, I mean, from the streets of Harlem to, Yale, fierce courtrooms, serene poetry, how all that shaped his understanding of pain, healing.
And just what it means to be human, right?
Exactly.
We're going to look at some surprising ways his journey informed his art and ultimately try to distill the core wisdom that can help you reframe your own experiences with life's wounds.
Maybe even turn them into strength.
Yeah, perhaps. The real question is, how does someone so deep in law and justice become such a voice on, well, intimate human pain? Let's try and unpack this.
Well, Manuel del Valle Colon really stands out. A rare voice, authentic, deeply intellectual. His life journey spans just an incredible range. The sources paint him as, a distinguished attorney and a prolific poet,
Right.
committed to justice and beauty. He doesn't just live life. He interprets it, examines it, elevates it, words and actions.
And his roots are deep in New York City, born East Harlem, October 48. Eldest son, parents from Puerto Rico. Grew up in housing projects, Carver houses, then Douglas projects. Went through public schools in East and West Harlem.
And ended up at Brooklyn Tech, right? College
Yeah.
prep, graduated 66.
Exactly.
And his high school years really hinted at what was coming. I mean, the activities,
Yeah.
debating society, manager of the fencing team,
Right.
even polling for NYC elections.
Wow.
And his classmates' yearbook messages are, well, they're pretty telling. Notes like, to an amateur historian, my favorite philosopher, king of quotes.
King of quotes.
Yeah. And one friend wrote, don't be too analytical.
A bit ironic given where he went.
Totally ironic. It seems even back then, people saw this incredible depth, this intellectual drive.
And that drive, that curiosity, it clearly intensified after high school. He had the Yale Transitional Year Program, then Wesleyan University, and that's where his activism seems to really take off.
Right. He started recruiting minority students for colleges, researching identity issues.
Which then led him abroad.
Yeah, studying Spanish literature in Madrid, and then digging into Puerto Rican history, literature, political science at the University of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
His dedication to advocacy just kept growing at Princeton, 69 to 71. He founded the Latino organization there, kept recruiting.
And he got approval for one of the first Ivy League seminars on Puerto Rican history and politics.
He did. And his senior thesis from Princeton, A History of the Puerto Rican Student and Public Education, 1945-1969, that had an astonishing impact.
Tell so.
A chapter from it was actually used by the Puerto Rican Legal Defense and Education Fund, PRLDEF.
Oh, the Civil Rights Organization.
Exactly. They used it in the landmark case, Asper v. Board of Education of the City of New York.
That's incredible. His academic work directly feeding into real-world legal change.
Yeah. And he didn't stop there. Went on to Yale Law School, graduated 74, Juris Doctor.
And his classmates included Clarence Thomas and Lonnie Guarnier.
That's right. And while he was at Yale, he was teaching courses on Puerto Rican history and the U.S. experience, and he co-founded Despierta Boricua.
An undergraduate Puerto Rican organization. So the legal and public service impact, it just sounds extensive.
It really is.
Right.
After law school, boom, trial attorney with PRLDEF. His work on that Despierta case.
The bilingual education one.
Yeah, groundbreaking. It resulted in the consent decree providing bilingual education for limited English-speaking kids in New York City.
Wow.
And he also secured bilingual notice for unemployment claimants in another case, Pabon v. Levine.
These weren't just legal wins, they were fundamental rights issues.
Absolutely. And his legal career spanned decades, admitted in multiple states, argued before the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, okay.
Served over a decade as a trial attorney with the U.S. Department of Labor.
Busy guy. But he kept teaching, too.
He did. Adjunct associate professor at Fordham, visiting lecturer back at Princeton and Yale. The thirst for knowledge just didn't stop.
Clearly.
And that curiosity took him even further. A Rockefeller Foundation fellowship, one of only 17 Americans chosen.
Wow. Where did that take him?
London School of Economics, to study Puerto Rican jurisprudence.
LSE, okay. It just shows this boundless pursuit of knowledge, isn't it?
It really does. He also became one of the few Puerto Rican arbitrators in the U.S., did extensive research as a Ford Foundation Fellow.
On what?
National origin discrimination against Hispanics resulted in a 400-page monograph.
400 pages.
Yeah.
So he didn't just study law, he actively shaped it, becoming the first Puerto Rican chief administrative of the New York State Division of Human Rights. That's historic.
Absolutely historic. 1991 to 95. And he prioritized tough cases, racial, sexual harassment, and critically AIDS cases back then.
Using his legal skill for direct societal impact.
Exactly. And then his career kind of came full circle, didn't it? Moving to Puerto Rico.
All right, serving as an administrative law judge, then chief ALJ for the Social Security Administration in San Juan, until 2020.
Just an incredible blend of activism, academia, public service.
And then there's the poet.
Right. Which is equally remarkable. Wounds is volume 35 in his omnibus poetry series.
35 volumes.
35. It shows this incredible breadth. Journeys through identity, mythology, spirituality, cultural memory.
It's clear his life of, intense action and deep reflection really feeds his art.
Absolutely. You see it right away in the dedication to Wounds.
Yeah, tell us about that.
It's dedicated not just to those hurt physically, psychologically, spiritually, but specifically to those seeking a way to reframe the experience and making sense not only of its meaning, but of its utility or lack of utility in a world seeking transformation.
Its utility. That's a really key reframing, isn't it?
It really is. It moves beyond just surviving challenges.
To actively engaging with them.
Exactly. This idea of looking for the utility in our wounds, that's pretty radical.
Yeah, not just healing from pain, but how can we use it? Like a blueprint for transformation.
Right. And his poetry covers this huge landscape: emotional pain, healing, resilience, memory, nature, art.
He makes this really fascinating distinction between physical wounds, the ones with visible scars, and what he calls cosmic or cognitive wounds.
Right. And he says these less visible wounds operate at a new level of illusion built on attention, not consequences, belief, not reality.
That sounds very relevant today.
Extremely relevant. He even uses an analogy of cryptocurrency.
Oh, interesting. How?
He says value there is built on the broad shoulders of partial truths or misappreciated communication, creating value where maybe there is none.
Okay, see.
So he's saying, unlike tangible wounds with clear cause and effect, psychic harm in our modern world, fueled by misinformation, distorted reality, can lead to attenuated responsibility.
Meaning, like, a lessened sense of accountability for harm caused.
Exactly. Because the harm itself feels less real, or its source is obscured.
That's a really profound thought. That we can be wounded by something not physically real. How does he suggest we, navigate that? Especially now.
Well, he does offer a way. It's powerful. He actually expresses a preference for the visible wound in the heart.
The tangible one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one you can see or feel over these stories seeking to replace value itself. He prefers the pain that demands a response because it forces us back to reality.
Anchoring ourselves in what's real, not getting lost in illusions.
Right. And that connects directly to his message about transforming obstacles.
He puts it so boldly, you are the obstacles you face.
So long as you think them so.
Yeah. He suggests if you think of them as moments or episodes long gone, they vanish. Or see them as ways to see the world anew, they shift perspective.
It puts the power right back in our court, doesn't it?
Totally.
And this is a core idea for him, turning psychic wounds to psychic lessons or victories.
And he thinks we can all do that.
He asserts it's inherent within us to cleanse, cure, and redefine the wounds of old into rituals of peace with ourselves and our world.
Wow. Rituals of peace.
Yeah, and he connects this to the idea that meaning is derived from us and meaninglessness from chaos.
Okay.
And when we order chaos in whatever way or pattern we give birth to art, the origin of the universe itself.
So creating meaning, creating art, it's an act of ordering our internal chaos. That's really empowering.
It is. And it's a call to action, too. In the poem Don't Hold Back, he urges us, be bold and flying beyond the horizon. Be bold and turn water into computer chips.
Okay, bold images.
Be bold and stand tall against the lies spread by social media. For your soul shapes you and allows you to regain your vision to see life as it truly is without the hidden lenses of propaganda.
That's a direct challenge to, our current information world.
Absolutely. And against that backdrop, potential chaos, misinformation, Love emerges in his poetry as the ultimate healer, a constant force.
How does he describe it?
In one poem, he talks about carrying love's picture in my heart and soul. He says, while everything is subject to someone else's control, love transcends that.
Okay.
He calls love the very substance of which the universe is made, what binds the world, the creator of beauty and the healer of all wounds.
Keeping it safe in the heart and soul. There's a really poignant piece, isn't there, about adapting to change.
Yes, I push your wheelchair. It's about pushing a loved one's chair on the sand after a car accident caused paralysis.
That was difficult.
Right, and he reflects that while anything can change in an instant, love can remain a constant cast in its ability to adapt to any change, making it possible to continue to bloom.
Wow. That's an incredibly moving picture of love's endurance.
And he expands on it, calling love a protective shield.
How so?
It provides sustenance, makes what we do matter, diffuses conflict, turns combatants into companions, heals wounds of past hatreds or disagreement.
It gives life focus, insight, intelligence, he says.
Yeah. It makes you wonder how often we really acknowledge that power of love beyond just romance,
Yeah, definitely. He also talks about artistic defiance, doesn't he? As a way to wake up.
Yes. That striking image. He took a knife to cut a canvas. Performance art.
Right. Turning a 2D canvas 3D. What's the deeper point there?
He uses it as a metaphor, abandoning routines that flatten out the differences in favor of a uniformity that whitewashes reality.
Breaking out of flat thinking.
Exactly. And the call is to wake up the audience, engage in acts of artistic defiance so that we all may wake up from the stupor of a society for which attention is all that matters.
Breaking through complacency, getting past just attention.
Right.
That makes sense. It connects to that other anecdote, the personal one about wiping your face.
With the black ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A simple act changes your perspective, helps deal with past trauma, like bullying or competing narratives.
Yeah.
A physical act shifts the mental state.
Precisely. And beyond the personal, beyond art, he finds profound wisdom in nature.
Oh yeah, that comes through strongly.
Lines like, as the sun rises, so does life. As it sets, so does stress. Nature gives this rhythm for healing.
Right. And being on a wharf, yesterday's wound recess into the past, overtaken by the duty inherent in enjoying Earth's bounty.
That's powerful, isn't it? Nature doesn't judge. It heals.
He writes, the water does not care who you are. It washes away your wounds regardless. It is accepting of your entire being, no judgments ever made.
And it serves as nature's teacher that beings must strive with resilience and enjoy its ability to repair not only broken bones, but broken souls.
Beautiful.
And that image of the warm tropical waves washing away yesterday's fears. No need for smirks or frowns here, just the breeze blowing away accumulated doubts, old wounds, old ways.
It really drives home nature as a balm, a constant reminder that healing is natural.
Yeah, and this wisdom from nature, it leads him directly to a call for solidarity.
Excellent.
She writes, we are each accomplices in each other's lives.
Accomplices. Strong word.
It is. He stresses the high price of indifference, the dangers of promoting superficial lives.
And the need to move from singularity towards solidarity.
Yes. He argues for a common weal, the need to reboot perspective and reorder priorities as we aim to help the other.
Why?
In gratitude for a meaningful life born of understanding and dedication to each other.
It's a powerful call for community, shared responsibility, our individual healing tied to the collective.
Exactly. A beautiful vision. And he sort of culminates this in describing this exemplary figure.
Right, the one whose smile shines like the sun.
Yeah, this person whose life is like a dream unraveling, whose goal is harmony with nature.
Consumes only what's needed, shares with others, lives with no need for pretense or wounds.
This person reflects the form and void of the universe, not just an ideal, but an example to follow.
And it ties back to accepting life as it is.
Right. Living life is accepting it as it really is, not a fictitious novel, but an organic part of your own making, your own dreams, your own creativity.
And reminding us we're not passive.
Not at all. We are not mere forms, but the engine of change, capable of moving mountains, so long as we acknowledge our limitations, our wounds, our need to work with others. It's really a whole framework for living.
So we've journeyed through this remarkable life, Manuel del Valle y Colon's insights, seeing how law, activism, scholarship, all informed his deep understanding of wounds and the paths to healing, transformation, how he sees pain, even societal dysfunction, always through a lens of potential growth, connection, art.
Yeah. And speaking of potential, he writes about power, how it remains in the hands of those who seize it,
Okay.
and that your attention is manipulated, compensated by prefabricated statements of falsehood sold by appearance, for attention is all that matters. Pretty direct.
Very direct. How does he suggest resisting that?
He says reality must be rallied to confront the propaganda that parades as truth, and then adds, turn to nature for the end of that. Find harmony, mark your presence, and watch the tower crumble.
Wow. Watch the tower crumble. Okay, so as you reflect on this deep dive, maybe consider this. In a world constantly grabbing for your attention, shaping your reality, what does it truly mean for you to rally reality, to find your own harmony? And in doing that, maybe watch the tower crumble of whatever no longer serves you.
Yeah.
How can you reclaim your power just by choosing where you place your attention and deciding what truths you allow to define your experience?